Trolling. Let's get it. Try to see something real fast. What him gonna play this morning?
I am, we are. Meaning what I am, we are. We grind, we hustle, we stack. Operation Boomerang, I'll come back. I'm a hustler, he's a hustler, we some hustlers, yeah. I'm a killer, he's a killer, we some killers, yeah. Never disrespect my man if I'm standing there. If he get it, ambulance, I'll be yelling clear. Drunk off the hand, the goose made it crystal clear. Like a magic trick, I can make you disappear. My mind's a car with no power steering, it's hard to steer. You tell me where it's at, and I can get it here. I'm a hustler, he's a hustler, we some hustlers, yeah. And I'm a rider, he's a rider, we some riders, yeah. I am, we are, and you are not what we are. Cause I am, we are, and you are not what we are. If you talk about one, then disrespect us all. We gon' stand, we gon' fight, we gon' ball till we fall. Cause I am, we are, and you are not what we are. We can ball, we can pass, we can run, we can shoot, and we always keep it real, so you know we speak the truth.
Boom. Trolling. What up, y'all? Check it out. Just wanted to share this with y'all. I seen this in my feeds and shit. I thought it'd be a good morning rush. This is Kyrie Irving's press conference about 2 or 3 days ago after they lost to the Cavs. But it wasn't the press conference. It was what was said in the press conference to him by one of the, journalists or sports analysts or whoever they are that's asking the questions. So I want to take a listen and see what y'all think.
I definitely feel like some of these things that happen are for a reason, and it's for a bigger purpose, and we'll see what happens.
I'm curious if you may not even be thinking this way, but if either of these events, either Kevin's injury or the whatever, however many months it was, where you were away, either of these things combined to impact your thinking at all on whether you're getting vaccinated, or is that a whole separate issue? Like that's an issue over there, and these things have nothing to do with it.
Well, I think what I'm trying to better articulate is that I'm not bringing science into the basketball game. You know what I mean? I'm not bringing what's going, like everyone's feeling what's going on in the real world. I'm walking around as an unvaccinated person, sort of saying I've already been separated into another group of a community. I'm just saying to everybody, I'm human. I have decisions to make. I have a family to take care of. There are things that are just as important to me as being great at a game of basketball or, leaving a legacy. So I think to answer your question it's just the reality of where the world is in the present state. You see that there are more boosters and there are people getting fired for being unvaccinated. We're all dealing with it. We're all feeling it. My message has always been, I respect what everyone else is doing with their bodies. I respect what everyone else is doing in terms of their livelihoods, and I'm here to support. But what's going on with me is I'm taking it one day at a time. That's it. Nothing's guaranteed in this world right now. So people are either sick left and right. And for me, I'm just trying to be just a person that's being a beacon of hope and light, and just trying to shed as much as I can on the situation without talking myself into more BS and what's going on in this political world that we're in right now. And I just don't want to bring science into this, and it just
So basically, he's saying he don't want to bring science into the game. He's saying that a basketball game is basically 3 hours of his life, and then practice is another how many other hours of his life. But he lives more than basketball, is what he's saying. So him not taking the serum is because he lives more than just basketball. But it's how the reporters are handling this nigga, like how they keep pushing it in there. And this is what the problem is that I have with this. So let's keep listening.
it always gets wrapped up, and I'm asked questions all the time about what's my status, and I'm like, man, if you were in my position, it would be easy for someone to say, well, why don't you just get vaccinated? But you're not, and that's just the reality of it. And I've made my decision already, and I'm standing on it.
To follow up on that, do you feel any more pressure to change your stance because Kevin's going to be out potentially for a couple months and the team needs you?
See, that's what I feel like ends up coming into a lot of this culture of basketball and sports and entertainment is you bring in the team and you bring in situations that we're in, and Kev's gonna heal. Kev's gonna be okay, you know, and we're gonna have to deal with that as his teammates. But in terms of where I am with my life outside of this, I stay rooted in my decision, and that's just what it is. You know, it's not going to be swayed just because of one thing in this NBA life that somehow is, you know, somehow it's brought to my attention as being more important than what's going on in the real world. It's just
Okay, here you go again. The reporter brought up the fact that Kev is hurt, and would that persuade him more to get serum? And again, he's explaining that, you know, Kev's gonna be all right. He just, you know, Durant's gonna be all right. It's just a lower injury. He'll be back, but his life still got to go on. So again, just listen to these reporters. It's not just one. I think it's two of them that's hounding them. I say handling, that's hounding them real bad.
it's not happening for me, you know. And I respect, I respect everyone else's decision. I'm not gonna ever try to convince anyone of anything or any of that. I just am standing rooted in what I believe in. And though we're dealing with this right now with Kev, I just know that I'm protected by the organization. I'm protected by my teammates. I'm protected by all the doctors I've talked to. And, you know, I just stand rooted.
Just to be clear, do you think there's
Yeah, we got to go one last one. We got Michael Grady.
do you think there's anything that would sway your decision
What do you mean?
to get this shot?
Why you keep asking me that?
Because that's what everybody wants to know.
Who's everybody?
There are millions
Hold
of
up.
fans out there.
Who the fuck is I don't give a fuck. Who the fuck is everybody, bro? Like niggas walking into the game, watching the game, and sit down and look at the game is worrying about if this nigga is serumed up all the way down there on the floor. Or even if you on the floor running up and down. Nigga, you ain't worrying about that shit. What the fuck? That shit's crazy. You're gonna keep hounding them like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'd
saying.
have
Like,
flipped the wig.
I want to know if you're going to take
I'll
the
ask
shot
you.
to play at home.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Basketball fans.
But there are
Like,
millions of
they're-
people, forget basketball fans. There are millions
Yeah,
of people.
but this is like, that's what I'm saying. You're bringing like my vaccination status into a basketball game. And it's like, I live my life majority of the time when I'm away from this. So when I say I'm not getting vaccinated and I'm making a choice with my life, somehow it gets mixed into, well, what about the basketball stuff? It's like, no, bro, like we live in a real world. This is great to be able to do this. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I love being with my teammates. I love playing on the Nets. But I've already been away enough time to think about this, to process it, to be able to make this decision, stand strong, understand that people are going to agree and some people are going to disagree. The circumstances that are at hand, I'm praying that they get changed and we're able to do things differently. And that's not just for me. That's for all those that are dealing with being unvaccinated and getting fired from work on a day-to-day basis. It's not just about me. That's been my message this whole time. So though I feel your feeling and emotion asking that question, it's just like sometimes it feels a little disrespectful. Like I'm not just a basketball player, bro. I'm not. Millions of fans, I appreciate all of it, but it's not just about the game.
But you're one of the most famous unvaccinated people in the country.
That sounds
What
crazy.
the fuck does that mean? What the
You
fuck?
are one of the most famous people in the country. Most high-
But this nigga just said he's one of the most famous unvaccinated people. Hey, yo, what the fuck is the world coming to, man? This fucks with me, dog. This fucks with me. This is what this is. Hey, yo, they got a status for famous people that's unvaccinated. It's called the unvaccinated famous people. What the fuck does that mean, bro? Yo, that shit crazy as shit, bro.
But I'm not the only one.
No, you're not. I'm just
That's what I'm saying. Fame is socially created, bro. I'm not. I hear what you're saying, but I gotta go to Grady's question. Like being the most famous unvaccinated player, what does that even mean?
Well,
I don't even know what that means in my life.
Play at home. I think that's why there's so much frustration.
I respect that, bro. I respect
We're
that.
gonna move on. Thanks.
Yeah.
Grady, go ahead.
Hey, Kyrie, I think you have an important stretch, as a group of road games, and you have a great.
I don't even want to hear his question because I think it's another fucking. I think he leads them up into that shit again. Man, that's a choice that you make. That's a choice that you want or you don't want. You can't persuade nobody, not even your kids. I wouldn't advise you to. That's just me. Let people make their own decisions. I make mine. So I'm quite sure most people make theirs. This is a choice in life that you have to make if you want to do this or not. And it ain't no right or wrong choice. And I mean, in my eyes, it's the wrong choice, but it's no right or wrong when it's dealing with your own body, is what I'm saying. So if you feel like that what they're saying is true, then go ahead and, invite yourself. But if you don't feel like it, stand strong on what you believe in. And that's fact. And let these people tell you what you need. Do what you have to. And on that note, I'm out. I'm traveling. Let's get it. I know what I want to play.
Okay. Running the building. I do what I do for the masses. Spit fire, then I'm stomping on the ashes. Study y'all like I'm taking extra classes. Study time like an owl with some glasses. Stay focused on the past, but I look ahead. And I can tell you face to face like you booked the gig. I'm a real rebel, nigga, I'm a real god. Got me stuck up in this round face of real odds. Since birth, nigga, TV had me hypnotized. In the couch from the food, I was victimized. In the soul of the sun, where the scripture lies. To the depths of the waters, where it's liquefied. From the light I receive, I'm a different guy. When all the gods come awake, we gon' simplify. We gon' set it on fire, cause higher, stronger. Let's get out. He should have took my soul. Better what up on you bitches, start to rock and roll. I done made it to my prime without a scratch, dog. The overseas with the shield showing back love. Putting pressure on the elements for elevation. Got a slamming on my shirt just for motivation. What you niggas talking for? I'm in my own zone. And we gon' keep Babylon like they dead wrong. I'm just a resident. This is not my real home. Like I was absent. Come from where it's got a tone. Atmospheric in my mind. I can drive a drone. Crossbow, Rambo, but I'm not alone. Don't be fucking with my vibe or my DJ. Actually, later on, like the replay. You bitches ready, I'm a fuck bitch fire, cuz. Let's talk. Let's get out.
Traveling.